Hey everyone, as promised, we wanted to cover some of those executive orders that President Trump put out on June 6th. One of the biggest ones that it covers is the release of Part 108 BV loss. This is a huge deal for the industry, and many people have been waiting on it for many, many years. We've had a lot of things go on from 107, and then rumblings of 108 was coming over the last couple years, and then it kind of disappeared and nobody heard about it, went on pause. Now it's coming out in the next 30 days, and it has to be a rule officially in 240 days. Hey, I'm Brian Long. I'm the co-founder and co-CEO of Zephyr Systems, and we are really hitting it hard with our YouTube and our social media and what we're doing in the aviation and mainly drone industry. If you guys like what you're seeing on YouTube, please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can keep up with what we're putting out, all the information of what's going on in the drone industry and what our own company is doing, because we have some really awesome things coming up in the next couple years. A lot of the big hype over the drone industry is on Part 108 right now. I know about a week ago, we started hearing rumblings again that 108 was going to come out, specifically the Wednesday before the executive orders were released. Then on Friday, he released 2 signed executive orders, and we really want to cover what those are talking about. The biggest one, I would think, right off the bat for the drone industry would be Part 108. And what that does is give the drone industry their BV loss, or beyond visual line of sight, license, but it's a commercial license. So you can do commercial activities and beyond visual line of sight. I have already seen a whole bunch of YouTubers out there that are saying this is our freedom that we have been searching for. I'm going to tell you right now, I have a feeling it's going to be anything but freedom that you're looking for. And it's probably going to make the industry become, more streamlined of what fixed wing and rotor wing traditional pilots have to go through. A lot of the big things are it has to be released within the next 30 days, which it will be. They pretty much have it done right now. From what I heard 2 weeks ago, it was already pretty much done, ready to come out. It is going to come out for review and comments out to the public. Normally, rules like this come out and you have about 6 months to provide comments on what you feel is good or bad about the rule they're making. I can say with this one, you're going to have about 30 days, maybe 45, because they have to have this done, signed, everything by February 1st, 2026, within that timeline. So that means they have to release it, they have to open for comment, they have to close it, go through every comment and respond, and then they have to take that feedback, adjust what rules they are or are not going to adjust. Then it has to go through the legal process to make sure they're all within the laws, maybe have some definitions in there, and then they'll release it as an official rule. You are not going to get 6 months to talk about this and be upset about it, because I know right now that a lot of the drone industry is going to be upset. There is a lot of things to talk about when here, and it's going to happen. It really is, and it needs to happen. It really does. When they came out with Part 107, it was really hitting the industry really big, and everybody got to go fly their drones. You basically had your license, you go make money. And I'll tell you what, the helicopter industry and some of the smaller plane industries were devastated by that. Devastated. Then all of a sudden, somebody could get a Part 107 license. They could take an online course, pass that course, go buy, let's say a $5,000 DJI on Amazon, start an LLC, and poof, I have an aviation company. And, they're doing surveying, they're checking Wi-Fi towers, they're checking electrical lines, they're checking houses for marketing and so on and so forth, trying to do packaging and things like that. That destroyed the helicopter industry. And it really hurt all those pilots that spent years and basically $80,000 to $100,000 investment in getting their license, getting their private pilot license, their commercial license, and then getting enough hours to go and get picked up by a company, working for nothing, and then I say nothing because they don't get paid a lot, and then building up their hours into a better and better job. That just all ended with 107. Now, that's cool. We're moving as an industry, we're moving as aviation into new things, and drones definitely are the new thing. They really are, and they're not going away. The helicopter industry needs to understand that as well. Drones are never going to go away. They are the thing of the future, and they are here. But when it comes to drone pilots, they need to be upheld to those same standards as those commercial rated pilots. The aircraft has to be commercially rated. The pilots have to have a commercial license, and they have checks so often that they have to do. They have to have a medical. Does a drone pilot need to have a medical? Why does a helicopter pilot have to have a medical? The cost, the barrier of entry, I would say is way less. And if you are a drone pilot and you are in a drone industry and have your own business, get the 108 no matter what the cost is and continue your business, because your barrier of entry is way lower than any other aviation business. So they're going to do that. They're going to finalize these rules within 240 days from the release of the executive orders, what would put it as 1 February 2026. Now, there are parts of that where they're trying to streamline a lot of other things like the UAS waivers that companies already are applying for BV loss operations to demonstrate what they can do. And they're going to use AI tools to go through those applications and process them faster. And that's a good thing. I really like that. I really like that they're helping the industry get faster in there and get more technology going, and let's get those lessons learned of what works, what doesn't work, and really move forward. When it comes to those pilot regulations, 107 versus 108. 108, I can tell you right now, is going to have a lot more stringent applications to it. From what I've seen as the base of 108 that's coming out, it is really based off of Transport Canada's BV loss license, which is a good thing. It's working. They require right now 20 hours of training that could be online. And Zephyr Systems does have the equivalent to that. And we are a Transport Canada approved company. So we are coming out with that for 108. They are going to require, and that is $1,000 in Canada to do that training. All right. Then they're going to require a written test. I can tell you right now, all written tests, as a pilot myself, $500 to take your written test. All right, so now we're at $1,500. And then they're going to require flight time. You have to go demonstrate not only as a pilot, but you have to demonstrate as BV loss operations. What happens while you're flying your commercial aircraft if you lose signal when it's beyond visual line of sight? What are you gonna do? Those are big things. I don't know how many hours they're gonna require of that. If it's gonna be 10 hours, 12 hours. Most transitional licenses from private pilot, and then adding on, different things, it's 12 hours, like multi-engine, things like that. I know from the commercial, from private pilot to commercial, it is another 40 hours that you're doing. Transport Canada currently right now is only saying that you need 20 hours of training, and then you go into your flight portion and they require another 20 hours of flight portion. So, and hey, Canadians, if you're seeing something different, please let us know down in the comments. But if you're doing this, they're not going to let you go to an airport like a private pilot would getting his commercial license and just fly your drone, or go to a field and fly your drone to demonstrate. It is going to be more than likely in an FAA approved UAS test range. There's 7 in the United States. Now, there are 7 UAS test ranges, and then under that are FAA approved. They are talking about, and I'll get into it in other videos, they are going to expand that number potentially to 3 more this year and 4 more next year. But underneath those major test ranges actually have ranges that they span more and operate underneath their COAs. Zephyr Systems just so happens to operate one that we are underneath the University of Alaska. University of Alaska was the very first ones to get that, and we operate underneath their COA. We do this in all of I wouldn't say all of it, but central Michigan. It is a pretty large COA. We can do many operations. Right now we are booked out till 2027, but we are trying to shift around what we do to get a lot of the Part 108 customers to come in there for a day. If it's a 10-hour flights, to get a day or two, and get that going. They are opening up 3 more major test sites, and people are going to go after those, and then they'll open up sub ranges in many locations, so these drone pilots for their 108 can go and get their flight time and do everything they need to do for the license. Now you have your license. Got it. What's next? Well, I don't think you're just going to take your drone that you bought off of Amazon and go take that and start working your company. They are talking about, and I don't know if it's going to be in Part 108 or not be in Part 108, what is considered a commercial aircraft? Does it have IFF? Does it have parachutes? How close is it working from a school, let's say? That's a big deal. Do you have to have styrofoam box on it? If you're out in rural country just doing videography, do you need everything that they're requiring? More likely not. You're not going to hurt people. And you're, not going to start fires or anything like that. If you're working in a city or close neighborhoods, things like that, I can tell you, insurance is going to get you. Because welcome to aviation, the biggest cost of doing business is insurance. And it sucks. But we will see what they say, because I have a feeling there might be a rule of insurance costs. What needs to be certified? Is it 55 pounds bigger? Are smaller ones still certified as commercial? And then the last thing, maintenance. Maintenance on a commercial aircraft, because you have these companies, or helicopter companies, airplane companies, they have commercial license, they have commercial aircraft. They have very stringent maintenance programs to be compliant with the FAA. Does the drone industry have to do that as well? In our opinion, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. You have to treat this like an aircraft. And you're doing it in commercial operations. You might be doing it in congested areas. You need to make sure that that aircraft is airworthy at all times. Cool thing is, Zephyr Systems, we were the first ones by the FAA to go through the process for a 145 repair station specifically for drones. So we can help you. We can help you take care of your aircraft, and we'll see what the FAA regulates on what size aircraft or duties you're performing depending on what maintenance that you have to do on those aircraft. So lots to talk about. I have more videos coming out. Check out our Instagram. We have lots of updates. And we have Thirsty Thursdays still with our cool blow 'em up videos. But I have more videos coming on Part 108, what's coming out in the defense industry for drones, what's coming out for manufacturing for drones, and I have a whole bunch of video and footage of what Zephyr Systems is doing with our customers. Stay tuned. Thanks a lot.